Hey folks, Alex Kress here, and I'm excited to introduce the new Blue Milk Gaming channel. And I'm joined here by Micah. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey guys, it's Micah here. Overly 28 on Discord, and fun to be a part of Blue Milk Gaming.
Yeah, definitely. And we got a quick video here. We're going to go over the top five new cards for Han2 Blue in Set 6 Secrets of Power. So let's get right into it. Starting with a couple honorable mentions here. There's the Lost Jedi, two drop Grit unit, the Eye of Aldani, Bo Katan, and Covert Operative, and Sudden Veracity. Yeah, Micah, anything you want to call out here? We can go pretty quick, but these are ones that I think almost make the cut, but maybe not quite.
Yeah, I think two that interest me at the start is Eye of Aldani and Sudden Ferocity. Those are the two big ones I think that might see play in not just this deck, but a lot of other decks.
Mm-hmm.
Sudden Ferocity, being able to play it when Han deploys either on himself or on a different unit. +3 buff is a big buff, and
Mm-hmm.
Ioval can do really well against those go wide decks or Unity of Purpose decks that we might start seeing now with all the spies and plot cards and everything like
Mm,
that.
definitely, yeah. And like Bo-Katan, the 9 drop that gives everything -2, -3 when played. Wish she was a little bit better. I think it's just theoretically it could be really great, but I can't imagine many games where I want her over a Crate Dragon, right? So that's where she's an honorable mention. So, and lastly, the Covert Operative seemed almost good enough. It's almost like the Sanctioner shuttle that captures a unit, but since it's only 2 cost or less, I think even cheating this out as a 3 cost 2/2 is just not good enough. So,
Yeah, that is a big downside.
so yeah, those are some honorable mentions. We can go on to number five, the Outer Rim Constable. This one is just a 2 cost aggression unit that is a 3/1 stats, and then when played, it defeats an upgrade. And not very exciting, but I think this is just a straight upgrade to running like a 1 cost confiscate. What do you think, Micah?
Yeah, I agree. You have the flexibility to cheat this out and play it as one cost. It defeats itself right away, but you still do get the one plate ability. So it is like playing Confiscate. And then in certain situations where you have two resources left, instead of wasting the other resource when you're
Mm-hmm.
playing Confiscate, you have the ability to drop a 3/1. Might not be a lot, but it is something on the board to build that board up for Han.
Yeah, no, I think it's a solid card. I think I'm keeping it in my sideboard, and yeah, I like to see it. Number four, which is I think something that we'll see if it gets higher in the list, but for now, I have Galen Urso, which is a new card that does have a plot, but I think more importantly, his ability lets you name a card, not no restrictions there, just a card, and while it's in play, each non-leader card with that name loses all abilities. So a lot of flexibility here. I think others have pointed out that you can name something like Energy Conversion Lab and turn off that ability. But I think until we get a chance to play with it more, I'm keeping it in the sideboard. But yeah, Micah, what do you think about the potential for this one?
Yeah, this is a very interesting card. Like you said, you can do ECL or Tarkin Towns, things like that. You can also just do those cards that are really going to hit you and, really disrupt your game plan. So, this is probably a little bit of an upgrade from a regional governor type
Mm,
style of play. It also has plot, so you can play it a turn later since it's only a 4 drop. You can play it on Han's flip turn reasonably well. And, yeah, it's this will be an interesting one. I think it'll see play in this deck, maybe in some other decks as well. But I feel like this is a good skill card, and yeah, it's an interesting one, very unique.
yeah, I think the only reason it's not main deck for me is because of the fact that already are a lot of great 4 drops in Han2 Blue with the Chirrut, Itinerant Warrior, and Kiadi trio that everyone is probably very familiar with.
Yeah, it's tough to fit in. A 3/5 stat line is solid for that 4 drop. You see cards like Ahsoka
Mm.
have stat lines like this, and this does have a when played, so it is immediate impact. And yeah, I see this probably being a good sideboard card.
For sure. All right, on to number three. And now this is a card that I think is right on the cusp of either main deck or sideboard, and it's Lando Calrissian. Why don't you describe what he does?
Yeah, so this is a 6/8 unit, Lando. He's got grit as well, so this pairs perfectly with Lando cheating him or Han2 cheating him out.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's got a when played, you can choose an enemy unit and then your own friendly unit. And if you do, you can heal 6 damage from your base, and your friendly unit gets captured by the enemy unit. So You do have to give up a unit, but small price to pay for healing 6 damage off your base when you're already running Lukes that heal, itinerants that heal.
Mm-hmm.
6 damage is a lot.
Yes, and I think one important detail here is that the player of Lando gets to choose both of the units. So you get to choose both your friendly unit and the opposing unit. So in my experience, with the times I really need to heal, say against like a Sabine or an aggressive deck, I might have like a small weenie like a Yaddle or a Grogu that I mind giving up temporarily to then put under and get captured by their small unit that can maybe then get killed immediately. Yeah, I found it very powerful. You know, can swing a lot of games, and but you know the reason why he's three and not two or one, I think, is just because there's some good conditions here. You have to have other units in play. You can't capture himself, and it doesn't always save you if you're way behind.
Good points. Yeah, and the top end is a tough fight to get into
Mm.
for Han 2. You have your Lukes, your crates, like you already mentioned. You have Anakin's up there as well. But when you're cheating him out on 6 resources for an 8/6, this is an immediate impact card. So we'll see if it gets played.
Yes, definitely. I think it's great, and I'm excited. The Prestige looks pretty sweet too. So on to the number two, we've got Captain Rex, another big drop here. And yeah, this is a 6 cost Vigilance Heroism unit with a 7/7 stat line. And has this ability that when he's played and completes an attack, not an on attack, but after the attack is done, you have to give himself and an enemy unit Sentinel. So yeah, what do you think of the kind of initial thoughts of this one?
Yeah, this is a an interesting card. I think it will get played. Um, just because Sentinel can be very good, especially in Han 2 when you're trying to just stall to get to that top end a lot of times in a lot
Mm-hmm.
of games. Again, a 7/7 stat line is no joke as well. You can play him on 5 on Han's flip turn for a 7/5, and that's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of damage you're staring down. And you also have to get through a Sentinel before that. So, what do you think, Alex?
Yeah, I feel like the 7/5 stallion actually is great on the flip turn because not only does it protect Han, but against a lot of those 6 deploy 4/7 leaders, it kind of presents a very nice trade. And yeah, just that Sentinel, like even though it is conditional, like getting that back every time he attacks, like so far in my testing, he has felt really great despite not being a force unit. I think it's a nice compliment to Anakin. So I personally, you'll see at the end of this video, we have our current deck list. It's running him in the main board right now, and yeah, I think it's been a great answer to a lot of these 7 health units, like the 5/7 Anakin or leaders that have 7 health.
Yeah, it's a card that really hasn't been talked about a whole lot, but we see some good potential in it. Alex and I have tested some games, and he's been a big impact on the board when he's down there. So we'll see.
Yes, for sure. And our last but not least, our number one card for this new set is Aggressive Negotiations. Why don't you describe that one, Micah?
Yeah, so this is attack with a unit. For this attack, it gets +1 damage for each card in your hand. Not really much else you can say.
Yep.
If anybody's ever heard of this little played card called Kiadi Mundi and Han2 Blue, this is a great card. Don't think this really needs a lot of explaining from me. What do you have to say about it, Alex?
I honestly kind of question why this card even exists when there's some great card draw like Kiadi Mundi. We have the new Dedra leader. There's, of course, Cassian from set one. Maybe he gets his time in the sun. But especially with this deck in particular in Han2 Blue, there's a lot. You usually draw a lot of cards. I think without Force Throw now, like my hand size is usually 4, 5, 6 cards. So this is like a souped up surprise strike. I think not only does it add some end game reach that this deck otherwise didn't have, it also can be good for trading up. Like getting a +4 or +5 attack to take out like a CAD leader has been something I've done, and it just presents that flexible ability to both hit base or a unit with the attack. So yeah, I'm kind of in the mindset that I want to play whichever deck can take the most advantage of this card in the new set because this card is busted.
Yeah, it's very good.
So yeah, thanks for everyone listening. This is our main top 5 cards we got to have at the end here. Our current deck list we're working on, still being refined. So deck list is far from final, being so early into the set. But as we talked about before, we've got 2 Captain Rex's main board and 2 Aggressive Negotiations. Uh, there's the 2 Galens and 2 Landers in the sideboard for now, along with the Constables. So Yeah, I'm enjoying these new splashes to the deck. It definitely is not adding a ton, but yeah. What do you think, Micah? What do you think might be changing in the future, if anything?
Yeah, one card that I see in here, and we just talked about having your hand size be,
Mm-hmm.
very big thing is those hammerheads. They're
Mm,
not in this list right now, but that's something that we've looked at, and maybe that gets into the main board again. You have some discard like Marin and
mm-hmm.
Poe that you can do, but Hammerhead has been a popular card in Han too, and that's another thing to look at with the pairs with aggressive negotiations and Kiadi Mundi.
Absolutely. And I don't have Secretive Sage in currently. But that's definitely right on the cusp of debating if it's needed for the CAD Target Town matchup or other Target Town decks like Padme or Dedra. So we'll do some more testing and see, and I'll be keeping this link posted. You'll see in the description we have the link for this deck, so feel free to check it out and give it a spin. And you'll see the deck is still just as busted as it was last set, for sure. All right. And to finish us off, of course, we have a giveaway. This time, I've got two sector promos. I'm showing them here. They are foiled. Personally, I love foils. I know some people don't, but these are the Axe Wolves and Vernestra Row promos from the sector qualifier that I went to in Portland. So if you'd like to enter the giveaway, just like and subscribe, and then comment below. What do you think is going to be the best deck of the set 6 meta for Star Wars Unlimited? Is it Han2 Blue? Is it something else? What do you think, Micah? What's your take for the best deck right now?
Yeah, I've done some testing. I think Han 2 just overarching is going to be a very good deck. It's probably going to be the best deck, would be my take. I think some other decks got some help to try to beat it, so it's not going to be as much of a landslide of as
Mm-hmm.
last set that I feel. I think some decks are able to catch up to it, but I feel like it's very open meta right now, and there's a lot to be determined.
Absolutely. No, I'm super excited. The set's coming out pretty soon, and I guess all we got. All right. Thank you all. See you next time. Take care.
Thank you.